Alright everyone, welcome back. Tom's Athena back again. I got the Hanwei Danish war axe for you today. As you can see, this is the biggest axe we have ever reviewed. So we're taking some specs on it, what we like about it, what we do not like about it, and as always, some up close looks at it. So it's like you have it in your hands. Let's get to it. Before we get into specs on the Hanwei Danish war axe, we want to take a look at the little leather sheath that it comes with. It's even got a button on it. So what we want to do is check it out. Be very careful because these are sharp. Scoop it over, and the button actually sticks right onto there, so that way there's no accidental grabbing of the blade. Or if you were storing this and you need to set it down, there's no accidental, someone's not looking and they grab the blade. It's just a nice safety feature to have. Also, if you're using this for, reenactments, like Renaissance fairs where you're just putting it up on a stand, it's just nice because if it falls, a little bit of a safety feature on there. We have an overall length of 40 1/4 inches. This is obviously a two-handed axe, right in line with my hip bone. As you can see, it's basically like a big cane, big Danish cane. And the actual edge on this blade is 10 1/4 inches. So if you look at like a folding knife, it's longer than a folding knife, a full folding knife, including the handle. You get a lot of bang for your buck on this one. It's a high carbon steel edge on here, and then we have this like black coating. That way it keeps any kind of corrosion or anything like that out of the blade. It reduces any type of pitting and all that. We have a single pin. It's kind of hammered and flattened and smoothed out on both sides. So it's not just, stuck on there. There is some more retention on this. I would not chop wood with this. This is intended only for soft targets, and be very careful with axes because they have a lot of momentum when they come back around. Another feature is obviously the hardwood handle. It is not a circular handle. It is a more oval shaped. That way you keep your second knuckle lining in line with the cutting edge of the axe. That way you're not like this, trying to strike like this and messing up your wrist. Don't do that. Also, there's a little bulb on the end where it protrudes out. That's also so when you're slashing with this and you're coming out, you don't lose the axe on the follow through. For example, if I was to come out here and slash, and this was straight across, you're pulling the axe. You don't want this to slide out of your hands and go flying into the next room or into possibly one of your teammates. So keep that in mind. A cool feature on a double-handed axe, we're actually going to turn it this way a little bit, if we have room, is this thing has a lot of range. Obviously, you could say that you can do these overhead strikes and all this type of stuff. And it's really good for conditioning the shoulders and all that, all the striking here. It's all really good. Another thing is that you can shorten the shaft on this, so that way if you were closer to an opponent, you can hit with the brokens, or you can transition that. It's actually a little bit faster. And because this one is swept up as a combat axe, you actually still have a thrust. I can't show this with ollie because it's sharp, but the other thing with the axe is you also have hooking. If that was to lodge a weapon, possibly even a spear, yank that down, now you have the thrust as well. So there's a lot of hooking, a lot of abilities on that. Obviously using this in the double-handed grip or striking with the butt end, then coming back out to the main edge. Another really cool thing with the range is it's very deceptive. So you think that you're going to hold it at the very end of this, right? Well, this recovery is slow. So you make them think it's going to be a short strike, and then you throw it as you slide down. That doesn't look too enticing, does it, Ollie? Bam, right to here. So you might be fighting with this here. You might come out, wham! I think it's a lot closer, a lot faster as you come through. What does it look like when you actually strike with it? Well, if I come to here, boom, wham, pop. So it's still very versatile. Gotta have strong shoulders. Gotta know what you're doing because this is a live weapon, but it's also a great workout as well. So we're gonna do some close-up looks at this one. Highly energizing Hanwei Danish axe. Let's do the extreme close-ups. Pretty simple design, but packs a lot of heat. Notice the end sweeps up, like I said before, for retention of the grip. And overall, it's just a pretty awesome weapon. Actually, Richard the Lionheart fought with an axe on horseback.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a single-handed axe. There's documentation of him fighting with that. Not a double-handed, but a single-handed, which is even more badass. So as far as the edge being sharp, it's enough to pull on the finger. You gotta keep in mind that axes are not gonna be sword sharp or hair shaving sharp. Blades don't need to be that sharp. Combatively, they weren't anyway. They were enough to be able to pull on the finger. That way you actually did the damage you wanted in the time frame that you needed to happen. So from here, we're actually going to take a look at it with the little scabbard on, the little sheath on there. That way you can see exactly what I see. So here's what it looks like with the little sheath on there. You'll see it's all stitched. It's got the cute little button on there to keep the retention. And it's all flat right here, keeping your fingers away from the edge. All right, so that was it for the Hanwei Danish axe. Danish war axe is an awesome one. Big weapon, packs a lot of heat, packs a big punch, and a lot of range on it. If you enjoy this axe, or if you'd like to see more axes reviewed, be sure to comment that below, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and I will talk to you soon, my friend.